Всем доброго вечера, дамы и господа. Сегодня у нас вампир или вампир, как хотите, так и говорите. Будем опять за статного мужчинку находить лекарства от вампиризма, все дела. Воу, вот это он за затяжкой двигается. И всем приятного просмотра и приятного аппетита. Погнали. Так, ищем какую-то найти Ричарда. Так, вы кто? Найдите Клейтона. Так, секундочку. У меня настройки сбились. Настройки графики. О, вот так вот лучше будет. Вот теперь понятнее будет. Ты кто?
Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Ты даже не представляешь, как я близок к погибели. Ой, вот это сложное слово.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
Well, you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Ну, я верю только фактам по факту.
But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition. Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
А почему вы не любите медсестер?
So you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Вот после таких вот высказываний может его сожрать.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
Дороти Крейн, коммунистка получается. Ля. А у вас тут расстались, родные?
Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
А куда вы его отправили?
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Вы отправили его проповедовать?
On some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Ясно, понятно, тебя поперло. А вас медицинской не надо осматривать? Ладно. Давай, удачи. Так, а где Клейтон? Я не знаю, куда по карте бегать, так что будем методом научного тыка разбираться. Йоу. Я... Найдите Клейтона. А кто Клейтон? А вы кто? А вы кто? О, Клейтон.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Давай с личных... конечно, у журналиста спросишь про личную жизнь. Так, почему газеты молчат об эпидемии?
It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
Ну, по факту это логично так-то.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battlefield too. An invisible and untold war is going on, and it must be stopped.
А по ночам не боитесь
Have you
выходить?
any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
Это не просто эпидемия
I'm
так-то.
convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
А что вы сделаете после
What is a
заката?
journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
Ну, по факту тупой вопрос, но давай.
So
Ради
you
истины
risk
вы
your life
готовы.
to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
А интересует ли это и людей? Хороший вопрос.
Quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Ну, давай. Давай о расследовании спросим. А, нет, мы спрашивали уже. Давай о подпольном амбулатории спросим.
Underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
Одна медсестра идет против закона. Ну, давай будем говорить правду, он же
I'm
журналист.
afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
Он не выходит из дома,
He
чего?
never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
А на этом спасибо. Клейтон Дарби. Давай узнаем. Может, тебе нужна помощь. Нала или карта. Угу. А ну-ка, здоровье, восстановление. Конечно. Спасибо большое. Задать личный вопрос можно? Нет, конечно. Спросить о расследовании? Нет, конечно. Давайте, до свидания, Дарби. Угу. А ну-ка. Почтовый ящик нужно найти. Хотел сказать, почтовый ящик нужно найти. Но вовремя одумался. Так, что за цветок? Букет. Небольшой букет, в котором спрятан купон на бесплатный медосмотр. Ля, Камелия, ты крыса. Больница пытается найти способ. О, почтовый ящик. Смотрите, Петреску, мои дорогие. А, ладно, мы же такая, что я не буду читать, вы ставите на паузу. И сами дочитываете, если интересно. А так, в принципе, можно потом с помощью комментариев определить, нужно ли читать до конца или нет. А я сам буду читать в этом. Во время монтажа. Хи-хи. Магия монтажа, все дела. Ля, купоны валяются на полу. Всякие купоны. Пружина. Так, а куда мне? Митеркот. Ой. А как к тебе идти? Ладно, попробуем. Митеркот. Ну, конечно. Не можешь зайти. Еще бы. А тут вот это поворот. Нежданчик. Такс. А как к тебе идти? Нитеркот. О. О, да, как раз. Нужно же боевки делать, чтобы запоминать, что да как и почему. О. Ёлкарный бабай, десятка. Второй откуда взялся ты? Третий? Оу. Да отвали ты. Давай, сожрем тебя, сожрем. -1. И второго пожрем. Потом отхилимся. Да ты отвали ты. И сожрем. А, 12 уровень, конечно. О. Вот инвентарь пополнили. А ты кто? Портсигара, конечно. Есть тут кто? Только и совы вопят. Ричард, ты тут? О, могильщик Ричард. А что за загрузка пошла? Загрузка и загрузка. Что за загрузка?
Good evening, sir.
О, добрый
I'm
вечер.
Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest, although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town. My words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Ля, к вашим услугам. А у тебя все нормально? Простуда. Зачем искать вдохновление в Уайтчепле?
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
А что вы имеете в виду?
In what way exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid.
Ля, красиво.
Yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Ля стелет. Он, мне кажется, вам мрачноватым, что ли?
Think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir, Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Вы не знаете ее.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Вы боитесь знать правду о ней,
Perhaps
что
you're
ли?
just afraid to find out the truth about your news.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
Ну, согласен. А вы в курсе, чем занимается
Did you
цветочница-то?
know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious...
Ля, я крыса. И тебе не стыдно, что ли? Раскрывать человеку любовь. Там. Вы безнадежно романтик,
I fear
получается.
you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Ля, хороший человек, однако.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
Да. Это хороший человек, дружище, да, хороший. А как я могу тебе предложить
Tell me,
лечение?
Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per
Я
se.
этот разговор уже вел.
How to explain it?
Отпустите.
Stirring and challenging.
Ладно, все, понял. Назад. О. А давайте узнаем о жизни в Лондоне. Хороший вопрос. А что ты тут делаешь-то?
Ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir. Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
А вы эпидемии, что ли,
Are
не
you not
боитесь?
afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
Я думаю, может, поостережетесь. По крайней мере, это эпидемия, как-никак.
But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Угу. Конечно, мы хорошо знаем. А что вы думаете о ситуации в Лондоне-то?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Ля. Ну, я согласен с вампирёнышем. Я бы тоже сказал своеобразный взгляд.
The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Угу. А вы знали, что рискуете тут жизнью?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
Ну, по факту. А кто тебе поможет, если случится что-то?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
Ля, подлизывается. Но здесь довольно-таки опасно, Сержа.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
Эх. Жаль. Ну, давай узнаем о Дороти Крейн таки.
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name.
Какое прелестное имя.
Sounds very mysterious. But sorry, no, never heard of her.
А Дариусе Петреску ты слышал?
Can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Ля.
I'll leave you alone, sir. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult.
Я забыл.
Good evening.
Я забыл посмотреть. Подробнее. Простуда. А как я могу тебя вылечить-то, а? Как? Как вылечить? Медосмотр. А, ёкарный бабай. Да возьми лекарство и вылечись. Ты хороший человек вроде бы.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health, but I appreciate your concern, sir.
Давай, удачи. Такс, куда дальше? Что? У меня игра застряла. Чё? Ничего не понял. Ну да ладно. Зато монеточки. Нет, не монеточки. Ладно, убедили. Есть тут что? Есть тут кто? Ничто, никто. Ничего тут нету. Кроме мусорки. Давай. Письмо издателя. Ричард. А ну-ка. Ты куда?
Good evening, Mr. Nithic.
And good evening.
У меня тут новая подсказка так-то по тебе. Вы зарабатываете
You don't
письмом?
really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
Ну, богатые поэты встречаются редко так-то.
My mother was a painter and a poet. She told me many times how poor her artist friends were and how she helped them.
My parents pay for my rent, my food, and my clothes. All I have to give them in return is lies they do not believe.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
Ля, грустно. Грустно, дружище, грустно. А я у тебя все сделал, да, получается? Не, я тебя оставлю жизнь.
I'll leave you alone.
Мы не будем тебя жрать. Опыт, конечно, хорошо, но хороших поэтов тоже терять нельзя. Дверь отперта. 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 Чё? Язык сломался. Ты кто?
Good evening.
А, молчаливая
I'm
девочка.
Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Камиля, ну, прости.
A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
Молчит. Вы ведь понимаете меня?
Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
Ну ты же можешь головой кивнуть.
You don't seem to need my medical attention for now.
А, ты киваешь головой все это время. Классно придумал. А что знаете о Ричарде
Tell
Ниттерфуте?
me about Richard Nithic. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia.
Вы работаете со сестрой Крейн?
You work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary.
Ну ладно, не рассказывай, показывай.
Mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever.
Очень умная, да, по факту.
You don't seem to need my medical attention for now.
А ну-ка, ля, здорово, 5000. 5000 опыт.
Very well.
Жадность, жадность. Ладно, не будем. Жадность жадностью, но есть принципы. Мы же сказали. Выбирают подписчики. Захотят крови, мяса и кишков, чтобы я всех жрал, и районы становились опаснее, тогда и будем делать. Я не буду с вами разговаривать. Шли вон. Да-да, я прям боялся. Кш.
Mr.
Есть кто дома?
Just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Нет. Давай-ка, как мужчина с мужчиной.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you sit over here. Don't make me regret this, though.
Конечно, дружище. Вы взрослый старый человек. Какое сожалеть? Вам нельзя сожалеть. А вот шиллинг я заберу себе. Ля. Есть? О, бутылка. О. Письмо.
It's locked, all right.
А ну-ка. Есть еще что-то? Банка таблеток, шиллинги, шиллинги они нужны. А ну-ка. Что расскажешь?
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Ля. А давай расскажешь, что в Лондоне? Что да как и почему? Хороший Лондон. А кто такая сестра Крейн?
Real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important.
Хорошо.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Ага. А Камелии? А ваша помощница Камелия?
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
А вы не опасаетесь за нее, что ли?
Her safety.
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Ля. Дзет шарит. А кто она на самом деле-то?
Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family.
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Да нормально, у него все получится, наверное. Ну, о Камиле мы поговорили. А давайте о
You
Нидеркоте.
refused to publish Richard Nethercott's previous works, Darius.
Yes, his manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
Так, давай личные вопросы зададим. А у вас больше не осталось
Do you
близких
have
тут,
any
что ли?
family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Эх. А покинете Англию после войны?
Last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
Ну, мой отец
Don't
тоже
be
мне
embarrassed.
оставил, как говорится.
If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
Ля, политный взрослый человек. А как вы с сестрой Крейн познакомились-то?
Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
А вы за независимость сражались там?
Was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Угу. Взрослый мудрый человек. А ну-ка, а Камилле почему она открыта? Серьезно? А почему она открыта? А ну-ка подробнее. Я все изучил? Ну да, все. А ну-ка, медосмотр.
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Бронхита. Ладно, убедил.
Well, if you feel all right, that's fine. Goodbye.
Давайте, удачи, мистер Петреску. Взрослый, адекватный человек. А я думал, плохой, однако. Разговаривает очень грустно, конечно. Но. Человек вроде адекватный. А ну-ка. Дороти, ты кто? А ты кто? Мне нужно лекарство от бронхита создать. Вот какое-то бронхит. Мне такое же лекарство нужно создать. Есть тут кто? Ля. Ля, письмо. Ах ты ж. Я пропустил момент. Так. Разван, ты где? А ну-ка.
Patient Razvan Vasily, high fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain, diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Еще что-нибудь?
Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
Обезболивающее есть?
Operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor, none at all.
Ну, тогда придется так.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
А что вы предлагаете тут делать?
What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor.
Предлагает.
bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see.
Надо защитить артерию.
I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Давай, ты же мужик, ты должен справиться.
Stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
Так, доза адреналина.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor. We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
We did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners.
It's locked, all right.
Шлинги я возьму себе.
I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
Я хочу покончить с шантажом.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why?
А почему именно Лэди Эшбери?
Why her of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right, but that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
А почему с доктором Солнце договориться?
He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
А цель оправдывает средства, типа.
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
Ну прекрати шантаж просто.
Me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Давай пощадим.
Your place is here. Jailing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
Dr. Reed! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice, then?
No, just a privileged
Нет.
client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
Угу.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Yes, Nurse Crane. We have a deal.
Давай уровень. Не сработала подсказка. Ой-ой-ой. Как жаль, как жаль.
It's locked.
Блин, ты где? Ёкарный бабай. Полвек. Кто тут орёт? А, это вы. А ну-ка. Пришел, убивает тут людей. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй. Фу, быть таким. Я вам покажу, кто тут главный. А ну-ка. Ёкарный бабай. А ну-ка, давай. Опа, на все. На этом мы все закончили. Вот и люди закончились на этом, как кажется. Есть еще? Нет, конечно. А ну-ка. Единичка. Пока можно. Дверь отперта. Отперта. Да что за словечки пошли? Мне сложно такие выговаривать. Меняйте. Так, ой. Кольцо. Класс. Так, как туда? Вот оно. Ну, пока что правильно шел, получается. Заберем еще это. Побежали, побежали. Наши ноженьки устали, как кажется. Ой. Ладно, ладно. Победили. Ничего не знаю. Никто не орет, ничего.
Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
А ну-ка. Давай пополни все. И давай еще вот это. Так, средство от бронхита. Давай. Конечно. Еще вот это. И еще вот это. Еще вот это. И еще вот это. И еще вот это. И еще вот это нельзя. Так, потрошки, макарошки, все дела не трогаем. Ясно, понятно. А ну-ка, давайте поулучшаемся чуть-чуть. Ага. А что взять именно из улучшения? А давай теневой туман, серьезно. А почему бы и нет? 1000 туда. А потом сделаем вот так вот. Запас крови. Не, запас здоровья возьмем. Сделаем вот так вот. И вообще кайф. Еще дольше будем жить. Сохраняем. Ауто. Чего? Надо было еще вот это. Ладно. Escape. Принять. Сколько тебе нужно-то? Для первого 1000. Ярость. Бездна. Такс. И последнее. Котел. Ладно. Сохраняем. Следующая ночь. Получается. А что это было? Вот что. Давайте пойдем до этого. До задания. И получается на сегодня все. Ой, ёлк, ты чё? Нет, я не хочу с вами драться. А ну-ка. А ну-ка, 4. Меняй. Выпьем кровушка. Выпьем кровушка. Все же выпьем кровушка всем. А ну-ка. Давай, и твою кровушка выпьем. Всех кровушка выпьем. Бенч. А ну-ка, давай, и твое выпьем. Твою кровушка особенности выпьем. Еще восстановим ФП. И еще тебя убьем. Давай. Ух ты ж. На. Ой, больно же. Выпьем кровушка. А потом сделаем вот так вот и 4. Чё за тела? А ну-ка. ХПшку. И выпьем кровушка. О. Вот и пошло-поехало. На. И сейчас, и сейчас, и еще выпьем кровушка. Ты еще пьешься, что ли? Ишь наглые какие. Лэди аж болит. Вы где? А туда? Да, туда. Не особо интересует, извиняюсь. Так, поговорим с леди Эшбери и можно на покой на сегодня. 600. Угу. Ты чё, дура, что ли? Совсем куку?
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Серьезно?
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Он доверял вам так-то.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
Обвинение было ложным,
The
что ли?
accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmail.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
I must confess I have not put an end to the blackmail, my lady. Unfortunately, I could not bring myself to do it.
I'm so disappointed in you, Jonathan. I didn't expect this from you.
Lady
Ой,
Ashton,
ничего
you
страшного.
yourself admitted how ridiculous the sum of money was. I can assure you, it was all used for charitable ends.
Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you, Jonathan? All right, say I trust you, but you will still pay the ransom. That is only fair. After all, it was you who failed to bring this problem to a satisfactory conclusion.
I believe I could agree to that.
And since a lady always keeps her promises, I will now answer any questions you may have.
А вас начнем. Суанси позволяет вам убивать, что ли?
Allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital.
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
И вы знаете его просто, что ли?
Brotherhood of St. Paul's stole.
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
И никто в вас не заподозрил, что ли?
You of the murders.
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
Скажешь.
I know this
А
is
сколько вам
beyond
лет-то?
pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now. And 27 I shall remain.
Ля.
Very
Это
well.
не вся правда так-то.
I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
А кто даровал вам вечную жизнь-то?
Eternal youth.
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Вот это ответ, вот это расширенный ответ. Вот это я понимаю.
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
А, меня создал не Уильям, что ли?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
Что такое скальта?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
Ясно, понятно, назад. Так, о Лондоне. Что стало с Лондоном-то?
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
Угу. Это все из-за испанки, что ли?
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
Вы чего-то боитесь, что ли?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
А сколько их, вампиров этих?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Угу. А кто напал-то на меня?
Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I feel
Точно, ты не обманываешь.
careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Будут ли все они добры ко мне?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
Хорошо звучит.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
А, кстати, я встретил охотника-то.
I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters, prepared and well trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious guard of Priwen.
Некогда славное, чего?
But still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
Это секта, что ли?
Some sort of cult.
More a society, and like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
Ясно, понятно. Ну ладно. А теперь давай о себе говорим. О себе, то есть обо мне говорим, да? А что за голос в голове-то?
Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
Это может кого-то оскорбить, что ли?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Ля.
Excuse my
Вы меня
forwardness, but
создали.
are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution. And
2 раза такой же вопрос прозвучал. Ты чё? То есть я вампир, получается, да?
Is that what I am? What we are?
such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Вы тоже Экон?
An Ekon too.
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we
Экон это вампиры ж, типа?
How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires, but all vampires are not Ekon. We are
Вот все уяснило. Да,
but a
спасибо.
branch of the immortal tree.
Это все уяснило, спасибо большое. Да. А почему меня бросили-то умирать-то?
Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
Случайность могла быть?
Could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd
А
like
как
to
становится
avoid
вампиром-то?
creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
Ясно, понятно.
I bid you farewell
Ладно,
for now.
удачи.
I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
А на этом, как говорится, дамы и господа, вернемся на свое место, где табличка. Попрощаемся с вами со всеми. Спасибо за просмотр и берегите себя и своих близких, дамы и господа. 2 раза подряд, дамы и господа, как-то странно прозвучало. Но какая разница? Еще раз, спасибо за просмотр. Ставьте комментарии, пишите лайки. Это странно. Ладно. И удачи, народ.